Hi, so I wrote down the problem here for lesson 71, number 10, and this is where we would factor a trinomial into two binomials. But before we can do that, there is a common factor in all three of these coefficients that we have to pull out first. And so if you can see that they all three have an x in them. So I'm going to take one x from each of these. I can't take more than one because this one only has one. So that's all they have in common is one x. So I'm going to write x out in front, and then I'm going to set up my two sets of parentheses. So well, let me try that again. So I'm going to put the x out in front, and then I'm going to rewrite my trinomial first, and then I'll do the two sets of binomials in a minute. So if I take it one x from this leaves two x's here. Then I put the minus sign, and then if I take one x from this one, that leaves one x. And then if I put the minus sign again, and then if I take one x from this one, it leaves 20. So I close that. Now I'm going to factor this trinomial into two binomials. Now I'm going to rewrite my x, it stays out front, and then I'm going to set up my two sets of parentheses. Now, like always, when we factor a trinomial, we will put one of these in each of these. So we have two x's, one goes here, one goes here. So we do that first. Now we ask ourselves, what are two factors that multiply together to make negative 20 that when they're added together, they make negative 1. Now, we don't write a 1 because 1 times anything is that number. So, but there's a 1 right here. So we have a negative 1 here and a negative 20 here. So what two numbers would I do? And I got to have a negative answer when I multiply them. So that means one of them is going to be positive and one of them is going to be negative to get a negative 20. Well, I know that 10 times 2 is 20, but when I add them together, I don't get negative 1 in any way. And I know that 20 times 1 is 20, but again, I won't get negative 1. But 4 times 5, I could. So if I multiply 4 times 5, I'll get 20. And one of them's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. To get a negative, I would put the 5 here because it's larger, leaving it to be in the 4 here. So if I added positive 4 and negative 5, I would add them together and get negative 1. So this would be the answer. Anyway, hopefully you'll have another one like that and you can do it and it'll be great. And I'm so sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I hope this all makes sense. Let me know if I can help you with anything else. Bye.